Hi, Reverend Robin Hafetz here, with an Interfaith sermon, sharing sacred texts from differing spiritual traditions, and reflections on what we can glean from those readings at this time. So may the words of my mouth and the gentle stirrings of all of our hearts be acceptable in the sight of that Holy One, that Holy Oneness, that we might call God, or Spirit, or something else, or nothing at all, beyond names and naming, that one whose breath, ruach, whose wind, we rely upon to keep us animated, connected. Amen. I asked for an I Ching reading to share with you, some words to help us face this time. I threw 3 coins 6 times and got the hexagram of wind. Wind doubled. Hexagram 57, sun. It's been a windy time of late, hasn't it? Hurricanes and tornadoes and hot blowing smoke and fiery heat in the west, and from our nation's capital, tweet storms and hot-headed blowhards and windbags screaming on stage, spinning demagoguery and conspiracy theories, and acting as if this climate is normal, as if the dying breaths of literally hundreds of thousands of their fellow citizens is nothing but a breezy blip. 57% of Republicans apparently now believe that the death rate in the United States, which is over 100,000 more people than it would have been if a competent leader had been handling the situation in this country. 57% of Republicans believe it's okay. It's fine. So my first reading paraphrases an American poet whose words are close to sacred text for some. You'll recognize him when you hear him. Yes, and how many deaths will it take till they know that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowin' in the wind. Idiot wind, blowin' every time he moves his mouth. Blowin' down the back roads headin' south. Blowin' every time he moves his teeth. Blowin' every time he posts a tweet. Idiot wind, blowin' like the circle round our skulls. From Kenosha and Portland to the Capitol. Idiot wind. Well, that is one kind of wind. Hot and sour, and as another bard says, signifying nothing. But let's look at what the I Ching hexagram of wind, the words I was given to share with you, has to say. Sun, wind, the penetrating. Above, wind, or wood. Below, wind, or wood. Both wind and wood denote the gentle. They move constantly, sometimes imperceptibly, but can shape mountains. Sun is one of the 8 doubled trigrams, symbolizing wind or wood, for it has its attribute gentleness, which penetrates. Gentleness which penetrates. In nature, it is the wind that disperses the gathered clouds. In human life, it is the clarity of good judgment that penetrates and thwarts dark motives. The gentle, the judgment, success through what is small. Penetration produces gradual and inconspicuous effects. Results of this kind are less striking to the eye than those won by surprise attack, but they are more enduring and more complete. To produce such effects, have a clearly defined goal. For penetrating influence works to shape reality when it moves always in the same direction. The penetrating quality of the wind depends upon its ceaselessness. This is what makes it so powerful. Time is its instrument. As Carol Anthony writes in her commentary on the I Ching, time is not of the essence. Time is the essence. Penetration is a message about constant and gentle action. It is often referred to as homecoming. And in our case today, another message is added based on the way that our lines fell. If we wish to obtain supreme success, there is a particular kind of perseverance that we should bring to our task, the perseverance of a warrior. Though our will may waver, though our beginning may have been rocky, though we may have had to withdraw at times in order to advance, though we may be exhausted, though we may be despondent, if we act with penetrating gentleness, with the perseverance of a warrior, we will find ourselves at a moment when a new direction can be taken, when we can come home. Oh, let it be. Let us keep blowing like the wind. If we keep gently moving in our direction, knowing our movements count, knowing our single subtle actions in the right directions count, that our single votes count, that our gentle words encouraging others count, that our gentle words encouraging ourselves count, that if we can keep on keeping on, building up small things, doing small actions, heading the right way, that we, like the wind, can sculpt mountains, that we can make a difference. Wind over wind is our reading, and it sums up thus: a mighty wind is coming. Stay upright. Keep on keeping on. I'll end today with an excerpt from another poet who writes about the wind, the Sufi mystic Rumi. Rumi writes, "On a day when the wind is perfect, the sail just needs to open and the world is full of beauty. Today is such a day. The living heart gives to us, as does that luminous sphere. Both caress the earth with great tenderness. There is a breeze that can enter the soul. On a day when the wind is perfect, the sail just needs to open and the love starts. Today is such a day." May this day be a day like that for you. May tomorrow be a day like that for you, when a breeze enters your soul and you realize that you can do it. You can keep on keeping on. You can keep moving in that direction towards home, where we are kind to one another, where we care about one another, where we do the right thing, and where we emerge from this hot and blustery season into a season where the sail opens and the world is full of beauty. Amen.